What is up, my faithful viewers? Rowdy Retro Viewer here again, back again with another awesome movie review. Today, I'm here to share my thoughts on the 2002 Scooby-Doo live-action movie that I just finished watching on Tubi a few minutes ago. And before I forget, I am wearing my Scooby-Doo t-shirt. Well, anyways, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know about this movie. But for anyone who's like new to the franchise and probably never seen this movie before, allow me to explain the details. Like zoinks! After 2 years, sorry about that. Zoinks! 2 years after a clash of egos forcing Mystery Inc. to close its doors, Scooby and his clever crime-fighting cohorts Fred, Daphne, Shaggy, and Velma are individually summoned to Spooky Island to investigate a series of paranormal incidents that at the ultra spring break hotspot Spooky Island. Considering that his way to cool theme park might truly be haunted, Spooky Island owner Emile Mondovorius tries to reunite those notoriously mentally detectives to solve the mystery before his supernatural secret scares away the college crowds. I'm sorry, I had to keep doing that voice. Scooby and the gang will have to overcome their personal differences and forget everything they think they know about fake ghouls and phony creatures to correct the case, save themselves, and possibly the world. Now, I know I could have read the description on the back of the DVD, which I could, but it looks a little bit torn up back here well, never mind. I won't make a big deal over it. So what do I think about this movie? Well, it might not be a perfect film, depending on who thinks of it, but I really, really love it a lot. Linda Cardinelli, Freddie Prinze Jr., Matthew Lillard, and Sarah Michelle Gellar did a fantastic job playing Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy. Neil Fanning does a great job voicing Scooby-Doo, even though I would have preferred Scott Innes, Frank Welker, and Don Messick's take on Scooby-Doo. But hey, it doesn't matter. Neil Fanning did a great job voicing Scooby. And yes, it is cool that Scott Innes came back to work on this film, mainly the voice of Scooby's nephew, Scrappy-Doo. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers, Ghoul School, Reluctant Werewolf, and the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, but a little bit more intense and more insane than ever. Now, I know you guys could make arguments about that, but hey, it is my thoughts after all. Funny enough, this is like the first project to have Matthew Lillard play Shaggy. In fact, he did a fantastic job playing Shaggy that he returned for the sequel, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, and he even became the voice of Shaggy in all the future Scooby-Doo TV shows and movies. Heck, I already did a review of Scooby-Doo Abracadabra Doo a few days ago, which is a good point. Now, I am fully aware about the film's history and how it was originally meant to be more for, let's say, more for adults. A lot more swearing, gore, and whatnot. Maybe not too much gore, but whatever. And there was even meant to be a scene where Daphne and Velma KISS. During the scene where Shaggy reunites with Fred and the girls after he gets the demonitis, and their souls start scrambling all over the place until they find his original owner. Yeah, that was meant to be this part where the movie was gonna be a little bit different. Think of Sleepaway Camp and the Friday the 13th movies. I think it was sort of gonna be like that, but decided to keep it family friendly. And yes, there are a lot of deleted scenes that probably didn't make it to the final cut of the film. Funny enough, according to JB and Millie, who interviewed a lot of people who worked on the movie, there were extra deleted scenes that didn't even make it to its final cut, or wasn't even featured on the bonus features. Some of them were shown during the film's promotion, like Fred talking to Daphne in her hotel room. No idea where that scene was meant to take place in. And there was a commercial where Shaggy and Mary Jane starts talking about Mary Jane's friend, and Shaggy saying, "Look, I'm sure she'll turn up, or she might be dead." Okay, it might be a little bit different, and I might have worded it differently, but you know what I mean. And I'm sorry for all the stutterings and slurred words. I'm just doing my best to explain the film's background. And this might be kind of ironic and a bit of a stretch, but I'm sort of convinced that the material that was used for HBO Max's Velma was somewhat left over from the 2002 live-action movie. Again, I know that might seem a little bit of a stretch, I might be overthinking it a bit, but you gotta admit it makes sense when you think about it. But anyways, this is a very fun film to watch if you're a die-hard Scooby-Doo fan. And sure, maybe some would argue that the movie is not 100% perfect, but it's still worth a watch. But the only thing that kind of does bug me a bit was Scrappy-Doo being the villain of the movie. And I am so sorry if I spoiled the ending a bit, but it just kind of bugs me. I mean, I know that some people are kind of split down the middle about Scrappy. Some like him, some hate him. But for me, I never hated Scrappy-Doo. He was the one that saved the franchise from being canceled in the first place back in 1979. So I think having him be the villain is kind of a random choice. In fact, Scrappy wasn't the original choice to be the villain. Old Man Smithers, who played the Luna Ghost at the beginning of the movie, was originally... Sorry about the coughing. Old Man Smithers, who played the Luna Ghost in the beginning of the film, was meant to be the original villain. And some people might know this, but Tim Curry, who wanted to play Milo Montevideo, pretty much rejected the role since he found out that Scrappy-Doo was going to be in it. Although, according to JB and Millie and Scooby-Topia, that rumor was completely false. Probably because I'm sure Tim Curry probably never even heard of Scrappy-Doo. And I have no idea where that rumor got started in the first place. But anyways, that's just false, not true, okay? But aside from that, I really, really love this movie. I really do. Now, I know I could have watched this film on DVD and VHS, which you guys are right. But it doesn't hurt to watch it on a streaming service like Tubi, for example. And I might check out Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed on Tubi, if I get a chance to. So yeah, I love this movie. I should really be thanking JB and Millie for interviewing so many people who worked on the franchise, mainly the live-action Scooby-Doo movies. Heck, they even interviewed Neil Fanning twice, who you might know as the voice of Scooby-Doo in this movie, Scott Innes, who voiced Scrappy-Doo in the movie, and they even interviewed Matthew Lillard himself. That's right, I'm serious. I'm sure you guys already know that. But I just thought I'd bring that up in case you guys probably weren't even aware of that. But anyways, if JB and Millie, if you're watching this, it must have been pretty cool for you guys to interview Matthew Lillard, Scott Innes, and Neil Fanning, since they did work on the movie. And I don't blame you. And I hope that Matthew Lillard, Scott Innes, and Neil Fanning are doing great. Heck, I bet they already are, and I have a feeling they might stumble across this video. And Scott Innes, Matthew Lillard, and Neil Fanning, if you guys are watching this, you three are amazing. Make sure you do a good job with your life. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. And I will still watch anything related to Scooby-Doo for Scooby Snack. Now, what are your guys' thoughts on this movie? Do you guys like it or hate it? Let me know down in the comments below. And I still think it's kind of weird that Scrappy-Doo's the villain of the movie. It's still a weird choice. But hey, I can still enjoy the movie no matter who the villain would be.